All right, welcome back. So this is the menu episode, I guess. So I just copied and pasted the menu from the other website I did and tweaked it. And this is what it looks like for desktop. Tried to keep it pretty simple. When you're doing menus, I like to put the wordy ones on top, and then as you get less wordy, they get easier to because if you have it was like a big mess and it just looked too jumbled. So I like to put all of my wordy stuff on top, and then my two-liners, and then my one-liners, and everything is wrapped within like a menu item. So this is all a contained div right here, and it's all display flex. Flex box is just doing its thing. So this is basically what it looks like, but this is only this is not even half the menu right now. But what I wanted to do, since I got 3 distinct pages I want to do: specialty breakfast, omelets and skillets, and then waffles, French toast, and pancakes. So I want these 3 pages, and what I am going to do is I was looking online. Come here, where'd you go? Get over here. Here we go. I was looking online, and this is exactly what I want to do. I was just checking things out. So I want, a specialty breakfast, omelets and skillets, pancakes, waffles, etc. I want to have different buttons for all of these guys, so I can pop up the different menus. So this is what we're going to be doing. I don't know how they do it or what code they use, but I'm just doing my own thing. But this is from ThemeForest. Just looking for examples for work, for things to do. So this is what I want, and that's what we're going to do. Excuse me, we just had dinner, so I feel a little lethargic, but I gotta work. So the first thing I need to do, so I got everything set up in my HTML. So all of my different menus, they're all going to have different IDs that we're going to be targeting, because we're going to be putting like display none on and off of them. Toggling them on and off. That's our second menu, and this is our first menu. So I collapsed everything so it's easier to see. And my skillets, 4 egg omelets, waffles, French toast, pancakes, biscuits, and gravy. So just standard organization. But this is pretty much how a menu should look online. I mean, you don't really want to get too fancy, especially when you have so many options at a restaurant. It's just easier to be simple. So let's make our navigation. This is going to be a fun one. So in this, I don't know if I want to put it. Do I want to put it in this section? No, I need to put it in its own thing. So I'm just going to do div dot what do I want to call it? Menu bar, and then we're going to put to use an A tag or not to use an A tag. The question is, are you going anywhere, and is it doing anything? Are we going anywhere? No. But when we tap on it, is something happening? Yes. So we use a button. So we use button tag. And then I just want to do, let's see, specialty breakfast. And that's going to have an ID of specialty. And I'm just going to style these uniquely. So I'm going to copy these. So we got omelets and skillets, and then waffles. I'm also debating if I'm going to keep this in one, because this is a lot. Pancakes. They just have so many other options. I don't want to have more than 6. And right away, I know I'm going to need a kids, a sides, and a lunch. And there's still more. So maybe I need 8. You know, it's just I'm trying to condense it as much as possible. This is going to be omelet, waffle. Okay, so that's going to be the buttons. So there they are. So let's make these buttons. So let's start with mobile. So let's give them a class equals menu nav. Copy this. And then let's go into our CSS here. So menu. This is for the menu. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have one for the nav. Just to keep it separated. I'll grab you guys. Just get myself set up here. Alright. So we got menu bar. Actually, why don't I just make that an ID? I like IDs better for this. Menu bar dot, what is that? Menu nav. So we're going to style this. I want everything that's in the core styles for button solid. Okay, so this goes a little wild. Also, we gotta get rid of the border. Font size, let's try 10. Whoops. Okay, and what I want is, I want them to have the button like here. I want the button to be the active state and hover. So I need to remove them. I need a background of, we're going to remove the background. And the color needs to be, what's my color? 29. Background. Oh, that's right. I gotta put this thing here. That's why it's not auto. That's why it's not auto doing it. There we go. Oh, God, I had so much trouble just doing that one thing. Okay, so inline block. Let's do a min width of 100. It's just like having these, like really descriptive buttons, you know, instead of breaking them up into 3. But what's whatevs. This is inline block. Let's remove the padding. There we go. And then menu bar. I'm going to flex these. Flex wrap, so it wraps. And then I want to justify content. I want space between. Alright, Alright, so we got our 3s there. This menu bar, I think I want to do a margin top of 50. Let's get some space there. So let's start with, well, the first part of their menu is the specialty breakfast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to target specialty. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, let's do the active class. So we're going to do dot active menu. So that's going to be there. So now we're going to do menu bar dot active menu. Just check to see if that works. Background. Stop doing blend mode, Jesus. Background bar primary. Okay, so maybe I gotta space it. Or let's remove this. Why aren't you doing this? Menu bar. Active menu. Active menu. I'm just trying to think why it's not working. I mean, if I do important, it should work. Oh no, it doesn't. So it's not taking that. Did I spell it wrong? No. It's really not picking up this active menu. I'm just trying to plan this out now. So, if I take off menu nav, I mean, it's not even picking this up. What the heck is going on? You know what I did wrong? I put a dot in there. Oh god, what a dummy. Yeah, that's a dummy move right there. Alright, dummy. So I want these line heights actually to be a lot lower. Let's try 36. Because they don't need to be crazy. That works fine for me. Let's add some more padding. Let's do 20. Okay. So that's the this is the active state. And we're going to be removing this and adding this on click. So now that I got this, I think I just need to set up the JavaScript now. So let's check this out. Let me pull an event listener function thing from one of my other websites, because I don't feel like rewriting anything. So I know I got one in here. Okay, so here's where we're going to do our menu functionality. And here's the event listener. So what I need to do is I need to const, what variable do I want? Specialty equals document dot query selector and I want specialty. So I am taking the ID of specialty, whatever that is, which is this button, and I'm this is how you grab it, document.query selector. This is how you select IDs and classes from the HTML. And I'm storing this in a variable called specialty. So now this button is stored in a variable called specialty. And we're going to do that for the other guys. We're going to do omelet. I'm going to do waffle. Omelet. Waffle. And I'm using const. So you can use const or let. That's the new thing now. You never use var anymore, basically. It's either const or let. Const is going to be constant. This variable never changes. So it will always be this. It will always be this. This will always be waffle. Let is where the variable can change its value based on the whatever's happening in the function or whatever. But these values are not going to change. So I use const because it will be consistent and constant. So now I want to add an event listener on, let's do omelets and skillets. So on omelets, on omelet, add event listener, click, run this function, and I want to specialty class list. I want to remove it. I want to remove the class of active menu. And then I want to do omelet dot class list add active menu. So I want to take the variable and I want to take the class list, which is the list of classes on it in JavaScript. This is a method. And then I want to add, which is another method that you add to this. So I want to add active menu to the list of classes associated with this button right here. So right now the class list for omelet is just menu nav. Then when you click on it, its class list will include active menu. So this will now be here, and it will also remove it from the button over here. And that's how we get that to work. Let's see if that works. I love it when it works first try. So now, I mean, there's probably easier ways to do this with more functions and logic and crazy stuff, but I'm keeping things really simple here. So I need to make event listeners for all of these clicks. And let's do that. So that's omelet. Let's do one for specialty. And then let's do one for waffles. Or waffle. There we go. So this we want to add our class list waffle. We want to add it, and then if we want to remove it from everyone else. Omelet, waffle. So basically, this is just checking like if specialty, omelet, or waffle. If any of them have the class, I'm going to remove it. And there's probably a smarter way to do this with like loops and stuff, but unfortunately, I'm not that great of a JavaScript guy, so I do it in the simplest ways I can think of, and this is it really. So then we take these, and here specialties, we get rid of that, and then omelet, we get rid of that. Wait, specialty, we want to get rid of specialty for specialty. Omelet, let's remove omelet because we wanted to add a class. And then remove specialty again, and then remove waffle because we want to add the class there. So these basically just removes the classes from the other guys and adds it to itself. So when I do that, that's how it changes. See? So now we got our button functionality going. However primitive and illogical it may seem to some experienced JavaScript people, but I'm like, this is the extent of what I know. I'm sorry, I'm just really good at layouts. I'm not a great JavaScript guy, so I will get better eventually. So maybe when this is done, I'll look up how to do that stuff with loops and stuff, and maybe I'll add an update video to this. But for now, I'm way too swamped. I got way too much on my plate, and I got to pump this out. So I am doing what I know. So we got these guys, and now we have to grab our menus. So this is going to be our menu buttons, and then we're going to do it again, and we're going to grab our menus. So let's grab our menus. And it's going to be menu 1, menu 2, menu 3. And again, this is menu 1, menu 2, menu 3. That's how I have them done in the CSS. Menu 1, that's how I have them selected. So now what I need to do, I think this will be easier to see if I'm in Biggie. So I need to set the other ones to be like hidden or display none, etc. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how I want to do this. So menu.css. I think I'm gonna put it in here, just because it's navigation CSS. So I want no, maybe this is just the menu nav. So maybe I'll put it in here. Okay, so we'll do at the top. Hashtag menu 2, menu 3. I'm going to do display none. So see, all that's left is this first menu, specialty breakfast. And then, well, because I want it to animate too. And you can't animate between none and block. Because it just basically flicks. And I kind of want to do like a sliding thing. So I think what needs to be done, I think it's going to be position absolute with 100%, top of 0, fix that 100%. So there's that, and then left, I gotta center this. Okay, so now everything's centered, but let's see. See, these are moving to the top of here, and I want them to be the top of here. So main is up there, so that's not going to work. Let's make their top value, what is this, 400, so 500. Okay, that should be roughly all there. Now if I do visibility hidden, opacity 0, pointer events none. Now, when I have a menu, menu dot visible. I want position relative. I want top to be auto. So I'm going to reset top. Left is auto. Transform is none. I basically just want it to live normally. Opacity is 1. Visibility is visible. Pointer events equals initial. So reset that. And with auto. So let's see if that worked. That did not work. Oh, I gotta put visible on it. So let's do menu. Yeah, menu 2. No. Hold on, I got kids invading the space. I gotta take a break real quick. Awkward cut. Okay, I'm back. So while I was dealing with the kids, I had an idea. So I'm gonna target them not by ID but by class, so that it's less specific and easier to override. So this is just going to be the menu. So I want all my menus to be position absolute, and I'm going to change this so the visible class makes them into this. So if I do that, specialty breakfast should go away, and menu 2 should pop up. I think I gotta, there it is. I just had to make them close together. So there's menu 2. So that's telling me it's working now. But what is this? Why is this being all weird? Oh, it looks like I have an overflow problem. Something else is, I think it's the other menus. So let's do height of 0, height of auto. Very interesting. What is causing this? See, I'm scrolling, but it's not. It's stuck. It's yeah. I run into these a few times. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare. So maybe I just display now, and then display block. Does that fix the issue? Yes. So it fixes the issue. So I guess that's what I have to do then. So then if I take off visible and I put it on the third one, oops. Or if I just do menu.visible, yeah. Okay, cool. So now we got our toggle class working. Let's just do transition. Let's just add a transition and see if it works anyway. 0.3 seconds ease, and we want it to transition back, so we add it on the other class too. Okay, now okay, so when I click on specialty, I want menu 1. I want to add visible. I want to add the visible class to it. Okay, and I want to take away the visible class from anybody else. So menu 2. Remove. So I'm going to add it, so it's still on 3. So let's set the active class on 3. So it's over there. So if I click on 1, this should change. All right, that works. All right. So then let me just comment these. Menu 1, menu 2, menu 3. So omelet is menu 2, so I want 1 and 3 to remove their classes. And this is number 3, so I want 1 and 2 to remove their classes. And then I want the classes I want to add for menu 2. They're visible. And then I want to add menu 3. So when I click these, and it's not the transition we were hoping for, you know, the fancy ones, but I'm just going to keep it simple, I guess, for this. So, okay, now we got our functionality. All right. I think that's it. So let's fix up these buttons. Well, this is going to have more anyway. So I'm not going to worry about the spacing of these guys until I start getting more in here. But okay, yeah, that didn't take as much time as I thought, really. So I just got these menus. I got menu 1, menu 2. Oh, this is menu 1, so this is menu buttons. And this is 2, so I'm just cleaning this up. 2, so this is 1. Okay, so I got my first menu, my second menu, my third. I put them in IDs, and I give them a uniform class, and then I give them their own little classes to target, and then I make them invisible, and then I add the visible class and tell it what I want it to look like, and then I use JavaScript to grab everybody into variables, and then I just add and remove those classes as needed. So like when I click on specialty breakfast, it's going to add the active class for active menu, so it's going to turn into this, so it's going to have the background and stuff. And then the menu, its menu is going to get the visible class, so it is visible. And then So these are the buttons. And we're going to buttons remove. Buttons add. Menu remove. Menu add. So I have my adds on top, my removes on the bottom. So this is making the specialty button look like this. This is making its menu button, its menu appear. This is removing, if they have the active menu on it, it removes it. And if their menus have the visible class on it, it removes it. And that's what's happening. So it's just adding and removing classes from everybody. And that's how we do it. Well, that's how I'm doing it. Now, I would love to know a better JavaScript way with a for loop to kind of go over this and check check if this class is on. You know, instead of doing if conditional, you know, if this class is here, do this. If this class is not here, you know, return and forget about it. But that's not what we're doing here. So now, what I got to do is I just have to repeat this process. So I have to copy the menu again, and I have to import the extra menus. And then with that, I have to add their buttons, and I have to add their variables, and I just have to add their click events, and then we're good. That's a dynamic menu. So not too bad. You know, quick and dirty, not too technical, you know, very low level, and I'm even acknowledging that this is probably not the most efficient way to do it, but I mean, our website is so lightweight, having a little bit of extra JavaScript is not going to really bog it down so much. And maybe it's more work and maybe a little more confusing doing it the way I'm doing it, but that's just how I'm doing it. There's 100 different ways to do something, and they're all going to have their own efficiencies and you know, their own drawbacks. And one of my drawbacks for this is that it's probably not it's not the easiest to wrap your head around, and it's not as efficient, but it works. So, and I'm just going to add these to all the other guys. But so that's a dynamic menu for you. So really, you just set up your menu in little menu blocks with your header, and these guys are in a span. So I'll show you how this is set up. So they're in these. So I separate them in their own container. I want them in their own container, and everything is in spans. So like this, inside of here, like let me see, where am I at? Kennedy skillets. I'm on skillets. Whatever. It's the same thing. Eggs Nico. This is the name. This would be Eggs Nico, and then this. I put a span within the span for price, and then I just I keep them as inline blocks, and they're all next to each other. And then I have another span underneath it with the description. So I just have various classes. So like I have a margin bottom class. So if I needed a margin bottom, I just add it to all the classes so they all have a margin bottom. Like these, it helps with these one-liners. So like right here, this margin bottom, it gives you that space. So that's just how I did it. But yeah, this is all responsive. On your menus, you want to keep each individual one on its own line on mobile. And then on tablet, you can do 2 at a time. And then on small desktop 1024, just keep the tablet version, because if you try to do 3, it just looks too crowded, and I've tried it. So just keep the 2 going. Keep tablet going for 1024, and then when you get to 1300 pixels, that's where you can get away with doing the 3 rows or 3 columns, and it doesn't look as crowded. So, but that's just how I do my menus. I mean, you can do your menus however you want, but that's how I do it. So that's it for this video. I'm gonna, you don't need to spend another 2 hours with me doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to waste your time, so that because I want you to learn other things than just sitting here and watching my nonsense. So that's how I did it. I made we made this work. Our markup is pretty simple for these. It's just Flexbox with their own little containers around each menu item. And here you go. So hope this helped. Feel free to scream at me in the comments and tell me how much of an idiot I am. That's totally fine. I know where my strengths are, and it's just I'm great at making static content, static websites. Once you start adding some JavaScript and functionalities in there, that's where I lack, and I know it. I know that's my weakness. But right now, I've been pretty successful playing to my strengths, and that's what I do. So little tasks like this can motivate me and push me to learn more, and that's how I expand my knowledge. And I'm probably going to. Once this is all said and done and I get some free time, I would like to find a more efficient way to do this JavaScript with some for loops and get better at that. But right now is not the time. So that's why. That's me, and that's that. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this was helpful in some way. And once I wrap this guy up, I'm gonna get started on the next one. So the next video is going to be optimization, Google page speeds, Google Lighthouse, and we're going to do all of our like QA checks. So doing a link checker, doing your HTML validation, and your accessibility checks, just to make sure everything is looking good. So we're going to do all those checks, and we're going to do our optimizations to get. I think this website should easily get a 99 out of 100 on Google PageSpeed and Lighthouse for all metrics. There's no reason it shouldn't, because it's so simple and lightweight, but I'm going to show you how in the next video, and that will be the last video. I think I've ranted enough on this. It's over. Why am I still talking? So enjoy. I'll see you in the next video, and then I'll see you in the next project. So thanks for watching and listening.